Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Sam Wilde. That feels so cringy to say. It's like that meme of like, my name is Bella Hadid.
So my name is Bella Hadid.
Why must we brand ourselves in 2023? It is all bloody exhausting. But no, this isn't about me. This isn't a time for an existential crisis. I'm here because I want to speak on something that I have been doing for the last 3 years, and I believe it has merit and is exciting. So this is a new collection called Florescence that I'm releasing with Free Spirit, and this is one of those times where I really was just thinking about the end user or whoever purchases or enjoys this collection. Really, this is it. It's very simply my take on a contemporary classic floral collection. It is fun, it is playful, but also it is very user-friendly. It's not cerebral, it's just wonderful flower patterns. And, you know, sometimes it can be as simple as that when it comes to nature and the aesthetic taste to draw from it. Listen, people tell me I'm pretentious, okay? So I'm trying not to be. And no, I'm really excited about this. I have thought really, really carefully about what is going to be most usable and interesting when it comes to home craft projects, whether that's quilting, upholstering furniture, garment design, you name it. The limit is your imagination. So hopefully this is a really fun colouring toolbox to play with. And one thing I would say about this is there are those kind of classic Vespertine shocks of radioactive colour peppered throughout, but for the most part this is like very user-friendly, very, you're new to this space and you want to dip your toes in. I'd say this is a collection to go for. There are lots of colours that really are complementary around the home, that are universally liked. So if you're making a quilt for yourself or as a gift, I can pretty much guarantee the person is gonna enjoy it, because yeah, these are just kind of tried and true staple colorways. And finally, the quilts that Stacey Day helped me design, I'm really, really proud of. And I think if you want to use the preset quilt pattern guides that Free Spirit provide, they are pretty special, if I don't say so myself, especially how the motifs work together. Okay, so I'm not to talk too long. Let's just show you. Okay, first up, we have Allium Alcove. Really, this is a pattern where I just thought, how can I make a realistic polka dot pattern? So it's an endless wall of alliums going upwards. And then can you see the sort of like directions you can do with it? So you can make strips, you could go diagonally, you could go diagonally this way, you could take out these little pieces. Super fun, super playful. Next, this one is probably the most Vespertine of it all. This is most kind of Sam Wilde colours. And it's called Hydrangea Hedgerow. It's like a nighttime hydrangea garden, but really high contrast colours, and it just kind of jumps out of you. Wherever this is, if this is your sofa, if this is your square on your quilt, this is going to just be like, oh, what's happening here? My eyes are interested. And because it was hopefully quite a successful one, we are now doing a slightly smaller scale in a really light blue background, sky blue background, with these super vibrant orange hydrangeas. And this one, I took out the stems in between, so if you want to like fussy cut around the flowers, that's really fun, and take out some moments. Next up, we have, I think this is probably the focal point of the collection, but feel free to disagree, Chrono Corsage. And this is some really fine illustrated flowers in a navy blue garden trellis. So again, you can cut out these like stripped borders. You can just take one as a square quadrant. You could fussy cut around this shape here. There's also all this really, really hyper detailed etching illustration that I did. And the motif is huge. It's a half drop, so you can go on and not see the same flower twice. So that was playful. Next up, this is the only one with animals in, I'm afraid. But I'm not afraid because this is a flora collection. And this is called Marvelous Menagerie? And I should know that because I named them. And here we have 4 animals, and these animals all come out at different times of the day. So there's sort of a bit of symbolism hidden throughout the collection to do with time. And again, these kind of quadrants really, really fun to cut out for quilting projects, and you'll see this tile motif make an appearance later. Now we have Vanilla Vineyard with all these vanilla flowers back into the garden trellis theme. And by the way, most of these SKUs are non-directional, so you can do whatever you damn well want with them. So we're taking the kind of circular motif we've seen in the Alliums and elsewhere. Now it's the garden trellis, and this one, like literally there's a million things you can do with it. You can cut strips of the big ones, strips of the small ones. You can do oscillating ones, big and small. You can take out, say, this quadrant here and make a square of it, or you can do a smaller quadrant. There's so much to do, and it's fun, light colorway. Next up, this is probably the most non-literal pattern. Is that a nice way to phrase things? These are just spheres of flowers. What do flowers look like if they're little balls? And basically, again, really cool for borders. So you could do borders this way, horizontally, vertically, diagonally, whatever you want to do. You could take out just a moment here. It's all there for you. Then we have a monochrome in fuchsia, and if this was on the shop floor, this is just going to jump out. It's almost glowing. You just want to be like, why is this fabric vibrant bright pink? But I think a really cool one to offset quilts, a bit of resting space from the blues. And there's lots of reds elsewhere, so it all complements one another. Now, this one might be a little tricky to see. I'll touch photos as well. This one is called Fragrant Fen, and it is a endless flower meadow, a wild flower meadow. So I grew up in the countryside, late spring, early summer, you see all these amazing wild flowers come out, and this is what it is. And this repeat is huge. I couldn't even tell you where it repeats. There's so much information. You could take out 20 different quadrants and not see the same thing twice. Super fine illustration style to match the Chrono Corsage we saw earlier. And then just the end, I'm going to go over to three blenders. This super rich royal navy blue with these small red flowers, Sakura Sendoff. And then, so when it comes to quilts and it comes to blenders, what do we often see? We see polka dots and we see stripes. Now, I wanted to offer something a little different that is just super universal. So I wanted to go back into this tile checkerboard pattern, and here we have tilted tiles. So yes, this is blue and really universal to be used in any project really. But it has these kind of really fun multicolored squares and these shadows. So listen, that's going to give great resting place. It's going to jump out. And then the very last one is a orange variant of tilted tiles, and that colorway is called Sunflower. So yes, and that is it. Well, why don't we just quickly look at all the SKUs together, and we can see, it's got this color story, but it's all very cohesive. Kind of everything pairs with everything. You put this next to this because the greens are the same next to this, and then we've got greens in here. Oh wait, there's greens in there, and then we've got all our blues. So there's so much happening. And then very lastly, I'm really excited about this. These quilts that I designed with Stacey Day, I thought long and hard about. And I think they're really fun if you want to go for the presets. So here we have all the animals inside of the grid, and this really fun blue. This would make a great gift. And then this one, I feel like this is super chic. It's all the Chrono Corsage flowers inside these diamond shapes, and then all these really woody, earthy greens and oranges. Ooh, good fun. Okay, and that's it. It's called Florescence. Did I say it was called Florescence? Florescence means the action of plants and flowers blooming. So lots of metaphors there. And thank you for listening to this. I appreciate it. If you have any interest, do contact Free Spirit, contact your local quilt shops, and let them know this textile artist Sam Wilde is doing his best. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye.